Has one player ever changed an entire sport overnight? Caitlin Clark might just be that player. From shattering records to sparking fiery debates, she's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the WNBA's future. But her rise hasn't been all cheers. Behind the jaw-dropping highlights lies a story of doubters, controversies, and a team now gearing up to dominate. Buckle up as we dive into how Caitlin Clark went from college superstar to the face of a revolution, why the league's legends are finally bowing down, and what's next for the Indiana Fever's championship chase. Let's start where it all began, Iowa. Caitlin Clark didn't just dominate college basketball, she owned it. She became the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, racking up points like it was a video game. Picture this: 40-point performances in must-win games, leading Iowa to back-to-back national championship appearances. Her 2024 NCAA final against South Carolina. A staggering 18.9 million viewers tuned in, outdrawing the men's final and setting a record for women's college hoops. That's not just a game, that's a cultural moment. Clark brought a swagger, a charisma, and numbers that had fans buzzing. Her scrimmage clips were SportsCenter gold, and her games pulled in more eyes than NBA playoff matchups. She wasn't just a player, she was a one-woman hype machine. But that massive spotlight came with some serious shade. Enter the WNBA, where not everyone was ready to crown her queen. Taurasi, a legend with 3 championships, dropped a line that lit the internet on fire. Reality is coming. Those 3 words became a battle cry. To some, it was Taurasi warning Clark about the pro game's brutal physicality and speed. To others, it felt like a jab from the old guard. Veterans who'd grinded in a league that often fought for scraps of attention. Whispers of jealousy started swirling. Some players and analysts grumbled that Clark's hype was unearned, that her college stats wouldn't hold up against grown women. The tension was real, and Taurasi's comment wasn't the only shot fired. Social media buzzed with debates. Was Clark overhyped? Could she handle the WNBA? And that's when things got wild. Clark didn't just answer the doubters, she buried them. Her rookie season was nothing short of historic. She smashed the WNBA single-season assist record with 337, broke the rookie scoring mark with 769 points, and drained 122 three-pointers, the most by any first-year player ever. Early on, she admitted the pro game's pace was a shock. She struggled, turning the ball over and taking some lumps. But after the Olympic break, something clicked. Clark started cooking, averaging 23 points a game, dropping logo threes and dishing passes that left defenders dizzy. Most impressively, she took the Indiana Fever, a team that hadn't sniffed the playoffs since 2016, from a dismal 13-27 record to a 2020 season and a postseason berth. This wasn't just a hot streak, it was a statement. Clark was here to stay, but the drama off the court was just heating up. Cue the rumors. Word spread that the Fever's locker room was a disaster, with veterans clashing and egos running wild. Analyst Cheryl Swoops fanned the flames, questioning Clark's impact and hinting that her teammates weren't buying in. Some even pointed to hard fouls Clark took on the court, like a rough hit from Kennedy Carter, as proof of resentment. Then there were the hot takes about race, with critics suggesting Clark's massive following was more about her being a white player in a predominantly black league than her talent. It was a lot, and it could have broken a lesser player. But Clark, she didn't flinch. She called the locker room talk nonsense, saying her team was the tightest she'd ever seen. And the offseason proved her right. Big names with options, players like Natasha Howard, a former Defensive Player of the Year, DeWanna Bonner, a scoring beast, and Sophie Cunningham, a sharpshooting firecracker, chose to sign with Indiana. That's not what happens in a toxic locker room. That's what happens when something special is brewing. The Fever's glow-up is unreal. After parting ways with Coach Christy Sides, they brought in Stephanie White, a former WNBA Coach of the Year who's been to the mountaintop. The roster got a massive upgrade with those veteran additions, plus Sydney Colson, a 2-time champion known for her clutch plays and locker room vibes. Clark herself said these moves were a game changer, bringing the playoff experience the Fever desperately needed. Last season, Indiana became the team nobody wanted to face late in the year. Their offense got sharper, their defense tougher, and and their belief sky high. Now with this reloaded squad, the Fever aren't just dreaming of playoffs, they're eyeing a championship. Sydney Colson put it best. Indiana was the team opponents dreaded by season's end, and the legends of the game are starting to sing a new tune. The shift in the WNBA's old guard is like something out of a movie. On the Bird and Taurasi show, Diana Taurasi did something nobody saw coming. She ate crow on national TV. With a grin, she admitted she underestimated Clark, praising her poise and impact. It was a moment that hit hard, less about the words and more about what they meant. Taurasi, the same player who'd warned about reality, was now hyping Clark like a proud mentor. Lisa Leslie jumped in too, defending Clark's packed TV schedule and calling her a tide that lifts the entire league. Cheryl Miller, one of the greatest to ever do it, went even further, blasting Clark's critics as big dummies and raving about her 3D court vision and unexpected defensive grit. Miller, who coached Clark in the 2024 All-Star Game, said it was the easiest gig she'd ever had. The message was clear. The legends aren't just respecting Clark, they're rallying behind her. And that's not where the story ends. The Caitlin Clark effect is rewriting the WNBA's script. Her games averaged 1.178 million viewers, nearly triple the 401,000 for non-Clark matchups. That pull helped land the league a $200 million a year media deal, up from $65 million. With 41 of the Fever's 44 games in 2025 set for national TV, some opponents are moving matchups to NBA arenas to handle the crowds. Preseason games are selling out. Yes, preseason. Off the court, Clark's been grinding, adding muscle after the Kennedy Carter hit and working on a floater to round out her game. Her basketball IQ, already elite, has Taurasi comparing her to a 10-year vet. She sees plays before they happen, threading passes through gaps nobody else spots. It's not just skill, it's genius, and it's why the Fever are must-watch TV. So, where does this leave us? Caitlin Clark walked into the WNBA under a microscope, facing skepticism, hard fouls, and endless hot takes. She responded by breaking records, dragging her team to the playoffs and earning nods from the game's biggest names. With a revamped Fever squad, Howard, Bonner, Cunningham, Colson, and coach Stephanie White, she's not just chasing stats, she's hunting a title. Her impact is bigger than basketball, boosting the WNBA's revenue, ratings, and relevance. Is Caitlin Clark the spark that's launching a new golden era for the league? Drop your take in the comments. Can the Fever go all the way in 2025? Smash that like button, share this with a friend, and I'll catch you in the next one.